Hey guys, Matt here, Matt Mound Outdoors. We're out here in beautiful southern Ohio, Wayne National Forest, Archer's Fork. Never been on this trail before. It's me and John. We're just doing a quick overnighter. We're gonna try and do the whole loop, try and get half of it done today. We're starting a little later in the day. But being Labor Day weekend, it's pretty packed. Trailhead was pretty full, but so far so good. Pretty buggy, kind of hot with the humidity and everything. It's supposed to be in the 90s, so going pretty heavy on the with the water. So other than that, not too bad. So we're roughly about a mile and a half down the trail. It's a pretty rough territory. Not too bad. A lot of steep up and a lot of steep down so far. We're running along clockwise along the trail. Everybody else says to go counterclockwise, but we've been going clockwise, and so far not too bad. It's just the heat, and we're going through water pretty quick. We did stop roughly about 9-10 mile mark where there was a road crossing. We stashed some water, so our main goal tonight is to get close to that, because we're going to pretty much go through our water reserves. We got roughly about 2.5 liters that we brought with us. So, and if you're familiar with Wayne National Forest, you know you're not allowed to filter any of the water here due to mine contamination. They tell you explicitly on the website, do not try and filter any of the water or drink any of the water. So must be heavy metal poisoning or something like that. So, but yeah, so far not too bad. Like I said, just really hot. And being as late it is, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We got some serious mileage to put on, because we'd like to knock out get halfway through this. So yeah, so far so good. All right, so we learned a lot about this trail today. We learned from going clockwise on Archer's Fork that there's really no good campsites from roughly 4 3/4 mile to almost 7 miles. It's all elevation. It's kind of a dead zone when it comes to camping. The only campsite we did find before we hit that was already taken by a couple. And so we had to keep pushing through a little later than we wanted to, hiking with headlamps. But we do have the tent set up. I don't even think you can see it. But tomorrow morning I'll have to go through a gear list for you, show you our tent and everything, and everything that we're supporting. And we're getting camp all set up, and then we are definitely going to start getting our dinner ready, because we are starving. It's, I don't know, it's probably about 8:30. What do you think, John? About 8:30, 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. So yeah, we're starving. And yeah, so good morning. So this is Labor Day weekend, Sunday morning. We survived the night, but here is our setup for last night. Duplex, Zpacks Duplex Zip. Worked amazing, easy to put up. Really couldn't complain. There was enough room in there for me and John. So I was sporting the Nemo Tensor sleep pad. He was using Static V, Trichology pillow. John was using an Outdoor Vitals pillow, and then I had a down quilt, and he had a down quilt too. I can't remember the brand or anything, but just we were testing them out. They're 30 to 50 type down quilt. Didn't really need it because it didn't get that cold last night. Actually, it was just kind of nice to kind of drape on and leave a leg hanging out, but it wasn't too bad. But yeah, as far as we got kind of a gear explosion going on here. 2 chairs. John has the One Tigers chair, and then I have the Helinox chair 0. We got about a mile to go. We dropped off some water at a intersection of a road, and we need to refill our water, because I'm really low on water after coffee this morning and everything. And yeah, it's going to get kind of warm today. It's I do believe about come 10 o'clock in the morning, we're going to be pushing about, I don't know, 80 degrees. It's about 68 right now, and it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, we're definitely going to need our water, and we're thinking we got roughly about 7 to 8 miles to go. So we're just going to take our time and work our way out. But definitely, so far, the trail has been, I would say, it's not a easy trail. It's a moderate, difficult trail. So far, for the part we had, the altitude gain on it, you got some pretty tough hills, and then a lot of, I would say, we hit a lot of like rock fields on the trail. Bless you. And yeah, there was a lot of rocks and good, like, it was a rough trail. So we're kind of curious to see what the rest brings. There was a really diverse terrain though. We hit a couple bottoms that was like you were walking through like fields and flowers, and just really beautiful. But yeah, so far I think we have, altogether we have 4 major climbs, I guess you could say, and major altitude on the trail, and I think we've done 2 so far, right, John?
Yeah.
We've done 2 so far. That last one last night, that was a rough one. That was pretty steep, and I'm thinking that might have been the worst so far, or maybe the worst that we're going to have. So, but yeah, we're just going to button up everything, and I will have a list in the description with links to all the gear that we have and everything that we're using if you're interested. Those are affiliate links, so if you want to help out the channel and you're looking to pick up any of this gear, please click on, help us out. So we are on roughly probably a little over mile 11. We are headed in toward the end. It's supposed to be like roughly 14 miles, so we're headed toward the end of it. So far this part of the trail has been pretty decent, but man, there's been some major elevation gain. We had some pretty steep climbs coming in, some nice bottoms and stuff, a lot of nice campgrounds on this back part of it. Definitely a lot more sites to be able to camp at than that midsection where we were at. But hammock camping would be awesome out here, that's for sure. You can definitely find a lot of places that you would be able to pitch your hammock and make camp, and then like I said, the flat ground for tent camping, it's here and there. You pretty much, you know, if you don't know, Wayne National Forest is dispersed camping, so you can camp anywhere you'd like, but it seems like the best general areas, everybody kind of camps at the same spots because they're, you know, good and flat. But for the most part, it's not been too bad. This trail, this part of the trail that we're coming through is kind of thicker, so All in all, the gear we chose for this trip is not too bad. John had some problems with a headlamp and a stove that we used, but other than that, we'll be swapping them out. We'll talk more about those some other time. Anything you want to add, John?
This downhill sucks.
Yeah, the downhills are rough. You wouldn't think downhill would be the worst part, but yeah, they're pretty rough. We haven't seen a lot of people. We've passed maybe one set of guys that said they camped and then moved on, and then we had a mountain biker pass us, come through from behind us. Other than that, we haven't really seen. We've seen a couple of campsites that campfires were still a little warm, so we know people was there, so they must be ahead of us in the trail. But other than that, we have not seen too many people today. I'm really shocked because the trailhead was packed. I mean, literally packed. We had a hard time finding a place to park and ended up parking on the side of a bank. But yeah, we got one major downhill coming up, and then we have our last little bit is probably about, I don't know, 300-foot gain hill going up, and that's the last hill, and that brings us to where we be passing through the trailhead. But we'll let you know how it goes.